right. Welcome, everyone. The Formula Worldwide Leagues presents Friday Night Lights. This is round 10, final race, season 23-2. So we have just entered the final 9 minutes in qualifying. We already know that the drivers' championship has been decided. It was decided last week when Sketchy Bull captured his third Friday Night Lights Division 1 championship here in Worldwide Leagues. But we still have a Constructors Championship to sort out tonight. And it's actually a four-way fight between the current leaders, Aston Martin, Red Bull, who is only 3 points behind, McLaren, who is about 29 points behind Aston Martin with 132, and then Ferrari with 123 points. So Ferrari's kind of a long shot, especially since they only have Curtis Chaos Racing in the BC Red. Aston Martin does have both their drivers, so if they can keep it together and score points, then they should be able to have a better chance at nailing that one down. But we do have 2 Red Bull challengers and 2 McLaren challengers, and all 4 of those drivers have a real good opportunity to score points and potentially snatch away the Constructors' Championship. I do believe that McLaren are the reigning FNL DCs, but I'll have to verify that momentarily. Now, of course, this is our final race of the season, but we have a couple of newcomers who've joined, and there is a bit of controversy. Let's first focus on Tychopath, which is kind of a neat name. He's put time trials in, and he ranked very high among the FNL drivers. Not the highest, but quite high. And be interested to see what he can do in FNL and how he fares in the draft. So speaking of which, nice segue, here we go. The season's wrapping up. We have tonight's race, and then tomorrow night, tomorrow night in the UK, or tomorrow afternoon in North America, there's the final NEA race of the season. And I believe there's a championship to be determined there, but there will be a broadcast. Finally, the European division is going to get an official Formula Worldwide Leagues broadcast tomorrow on the official stream, provided we don't experience any technical issues. But the schedule for season 23-3 has been announced and posted. So we will be back at racing the week of March 1st. So March 1st is the actual Friday Night Lights date that will be the round 1, and it aligns with the real world Formula 1 calendar. So we will be racing in Bahrain. But it's about a month away, so 4 weeks exact. And that means 3 weeks from now, we will tentatively have the Formula Worldwide Leagues FWL draft for season 23-3. And for those of you who don't know, the draft works out like this. We take the top 10 drivers in FNL Division 1, and they get to select their team in order of first to 10th, and then the driver selection portion of the draft begins, and the first round pick for their FNL teammate will be in order of 10th to 1st, followed by 1st to 10th for their WTF teammate, Division 2, and then 10th to 1st for the second WTF driver. And if we have enough people signed up for Division 3, we'll continue the draft. Otherwise, we'll just wrap up the draft after the WTF Division 2 portion. So that's happening in roughly 3 weeks. We're aiming to have it on Friday night, but we're not confirmed on that yet. We're going to try to finalize that closer to the date. So if you're in the league, obviously just keep an eye on the announcements and pay attention to what we write there, because we usually have something important to say. So it'll be exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in the off season. We'll run a number of exhibition races multiple times. We also have the F5 mini championship coming back hopefully on Monday if we can get full attendance. And we'll probably do some F1 2020 classic car races for those of us who still have the game. Unfortunately, that's not cross-play, so the only ones that will have probably a decent amount of attendance will be the Xbox drivers, but we're going to give it a go. It's a lot of fun driving in the classic cars. And of course, the exhibition races that we have on our typical Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights, and Friday nights, and maybe even some Monday nights, will essentially be a showcase for the team principals on how you can perform, in addition to any racing that you've done in the previous seasons, of course. But keep an eye on that if you're new and you're a new viewer, but you play the game and you're interested in joining the league. Let us know in the chat on this broadcast, and we'll get you an invite to the FWL League Discord, and hopefully we can have new drivers come in and see if you can get drafted into the league right away. I don't have full details on the European conference on how things are going to go out there, but I believe they've got enough drivers now that they can have 2 divisions. So Division 2 is yet to be determined what night. It sounds like it'll be Friday nights, which is Friday afternoons in North America. And then, of course, their Division 1, which is the only division right now, will be continuing on Saturdays at 8 p.m. BST, which is 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. So I've done a lot of blabbering. There's a minute and 30 seconds left. I mentioned briefly about a bit of a controversy, but that is the fact that 2 of these new drivers, Tycho Pathy's great. He's currently in P10, 133.114. Not too bad, about a second off of Deffy, who is one of our faster drivers, just hasn't had a ton of consistency. But Mizzy Bert, he's a newcomer. He's a pal, Deffy. There was some controversy surrounding Mizzy in that he was accused of cheating in another league, but there was thorough investigation, and I got word that his name was cleared, that he was not in fact cheating, according to their investigation. I don't have any details on it. I really don't want to delve into it too much, but he's hella fast. He may actually be too fast for this league, so we'll see how things go. But it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how today plays out. They've been given warnings. They know that there's championship battles in play, and that they should play nice and make sure that they're being good. Right now, we're following along with Def. Hopefully, I'm watching the Blade feed, since I am not the host of the broadcast tonight, because the host of the broadcast is, as usual, DonutPuncher. We will be providing commentary, play-by-play with massive movies for our race here at Circuit of the Americas. So we've got 5 seconds left. No, actually, time is up. Time is up. Qualifying is over. Mizzy is locked in with a 1:31.564. Deppy did not improve his time. He's at a 1:32.005. So there's a half a second difference between first and second. We may have to seriously take a look at if we could have Mizzy racing in our league. Scormsy here in the Alfa Romeo. He is also a newcomer. He is also very fast, currently sitting P3 with 1:32.330. Let's see if he can improve on that. Sketchable, our champion, is currently P4 with 1:32.426. Let's see what he can pull up as he comes around the final turn down the front straight with the DRS open, and he moves up to third, 1:32.187, but can't quite convert that into a pole position. So let's watch Scornsy, see what he can do. And he has not improved. 1:32.266. Logical Terror has retired already. He's in P5 with a 1:32. And then let's see, where else are we here? Kurt's Chaos coming in 6th. Gifted in 7th. Tycho in 8th with the Schmurs in 9th. And it's Heat Gang in 10th. Followed by FG Pac-Man and the Mercedes returning after a few races absence. Switch 50 in 12th. Chaos Corrupted in 13th and down in 14th. Scarthers in the Alpha Tari. So that wraps up qualifying. We'll be moving on to the race shortly. Once again, thanks everyone for tuning in this season. And I hope you've enjoyed the broadcast, and not to worry, we may have a month break, but we will have racing in between for fun. We will have the draft near the end of February. The new season begins at the very end of February and the beginning of March, with March 1st being FNL Round 1. Till next time, folks, enjoy the race. DonutPuncher and Massive Noogies coming up to bring you the feature race action.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Formula Worldwide Leagues presents Friday Night Lights. I am your affable host, DonutPuncher272, joining you live, as always, late on a Friday night here on the East Coast, for what is the final race of Season 23-2. And I'm going to miss so much about Friday Night Lights, Season 23-2. I'm going to miss all the drivers, the ones who could be bothered to turn up. It wasn't many of you, but for those of you who did, thank you. I'm going to miss all of my fans, all of our fans out there in Formula Worldwide Leagues for showing up every Friday night, and of course coming back to watch the stream later on. I'm going to miss Jim Cab. I know he'll be around. It's not like he's going anywhere. I can always talk to him. I can pick up a blower anytime and talk to him, but I probably won't be talking to him until the beginning of March. And more than anyone else, I will be missing my co-commentator for this evening and my co-commentator this entire season, except for one race when he himself could not be bothered to show up. Of course, I'm talking about Massive Noogies. Massive, before we start talking about the race, I want you to tell me, what are you going to miss most about Season 23-2 of Friday Night Lights?
Ooh, put me on the spot. Tough question. What am I going to miss the most? Probably this view from the back of Scarthers 8070.
We, my friend, are going to do a lot of talking about Scarthers tonight because I have something I want to say about Scarthers. But before we do have to talk about this gentleman at the front of the grid, the Miz, who has shown up out of nowhere and has demolished the entire field in qualifying, including Defy, who he himself last week demolished the entire field in qualifying, and then in the race in Bahrain. Now, of course, we were in 2 weeks in a row oppressive regimes, in the lands of oppressive regimes. Some might say that the same thing exists here in the United States, but I am not one of them. This is the land of freedom. Don't you dare say anything like that on my broadcast. Massive, you've seen the qualifying, you've seen the grid. Give me your prediction for tonight's race.
I mean, as always, Scarthers for the win, if not Scar. I mean, geez, I guess Sketchy Bull, he's not the top dog anymore. That's a pretty stacked front half of the grid. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty crazy. But we are going to go on board with our second place driver on the run up the hill. 5 lights on, 5 lights off. LFG, good start for Defy. Pretty decent start for the Miz. They're going to be going side. No, they are not, because the Miz pulls out in front of. Oh, Defy! Defy says, I will not stand by idly. I will take this lead right now. Defy takes the lead of the race, although the Miz fights back on the outside of turn 2. Becomes turn 3. We now go to the S section of the track, and the Miz has indeed taken that lead right back from Defy. So Defy went a little deep, took the gamble. It worked for about 2 seconds, and then it didn't work anymore. Sketchable down here in 3rd, Stormzy in 4th, the Logistical Nightmare in 5th, Victor Chouse in 6th, NXR in 7th, the Schmers in 8th. My God, that is a stacked grid right there. And then, of course, we find ourselves to, so Victor Chouse gets a little wobbly there. NXR as well. The Schmers finds his way through, so he is in 6th place. And the Tychopath, see, that's the kind of name I don't even need to make a nickname for. Crikey. Sorry about that sneeze. I am very sick. I'll talk about that later. So the Tychopath moving up and down. Look at all these arrows. Red arrows, green arrows, all over the place. The Tychopath and the Soft Tires moved up to 6th place. So we'll be paying attention to him tonight. As I was saying, that's a name, that's a username that doesn't need a nickname. Nickname already made, and I love it. Victor Chouse has moved down, as well as NXR. Senior Heat Gang down here in 10th. Okay, H.E. Pennepacker in 11th. The Switchy Fish. Mr. Baskin-Robbins himself in 12th. Chaos Corrupted, of course, in 13th. And our boy Scarthers bringing up the rear of the field in 14th place. So let's make our way back to the top of the grid here with The Miz and Defy, both on the soft tires, looking to pull away from the rest of this field before lap 3. Maybe get out of DRS range. Massive, what did you see on that first lap?
I don't recall who it was, but somebody got into Victor Chouse there at, I think it's turn 11? Is that the left-hander before the back straight?
Yeah, maybe. Okay. Should be back here in a second. All right. Everybody, can you hear me?
Yeah, we're good.
I don't know what happened there, Massive. I don't know if that was me or somebody else, but it doesn't matter. We don't have to blame anybody. What's important is that we're all back together.
Yeah, I didn't miss much. I'm not sure there were any overtakes. Just a lot of dudes holding station.
So it was basically just like normal Formula One.
Correct.
Yeah. Although if you look at the little map, the track map on there, Massive, everybody's pretty close. Not everyone in DRS range, but close enough. We could have some hot racing action a little bit later on here.
14 seconds from first to last. Not too bad. Look at that. Everybody's on the back straight.
Yeah. And you know, speaking of last, we have Scarthers down here in last. And I wanted to bring up Scarthers, Massive. Because I don't know if you've ever been in a league where you are the slowest driver.
What?
But I have been in a league where I'm the slowest driver. I don't know if you remember when JD took over Veyron's league. And that was a sweaty, sweaty league. And I was probably 2 seconds off the pace in that league. A league that I had won a year previously. But he filled it with a roster of basically esports drivers. And every week I showed up to that league knowing goddamn well that I could not get a point, much less win a race, right? And eventually I sort of just gave up. and I thought, this is stupid. Why am I doing this? This is not fun. I'm not as good as these people.
I remember that. I was like, what is this bastard doing in this league?
But you can't say the same for Scarthers. He has shown up every single week. And, you know, sometimes it goes well, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes he gets 75 points for finishing in 12th. But most of the time it has not gone well. But fair play to him. Huge amounts of credit to him. And I am going to award him the Jim Valvano Award for never giving up this season.
Look, here's my
about that?
complaint. Here's my complaint. Let's just state the obvious. Pretty big gap in speed between him and, let's just say, Mizzy.
Oh! Sketchable's round. Sketchable has spun.
Oh, he did.
Sorry, go ahead.
Did
Go ahead. Yeah, he
he?
did.
So, with that lack of pace, you got to take advantage of all the shit that goes down. And that's where I feel like Scar isn't stepping up to the plate.
Yeah, and, you know, I don't necessarily disagree with you, but look who he's up against in this league. I mean, these are some sweaty-ass mofos.
Yeah.
I mean, real sweaty. The Miz guy, I mean, he shows up out of nowhere. Last week, Defy got pulled by 4/10. He beat Defy by 4/10. Who the hell is this guy?
Who?
The Miz,
Oh,
our race leader right now.
yeah, I ain't worried about him. I don't think he'll make it past this race.
Is that right?
I think he'll... My guess is, unless something crazy happens, he's going to run away with it. And we won't see him again. They'll be like, bro, you need to pack your bags, take your shit, give Veyron and JD a call. Luciano.
Yeah. Giants fan, Supply Raptor. All those guys who used to race with TRL Limitless back in the day.
I'm starting to see some action.
Yeah, we have some very close gaps here. I'd like to start seeing some action. While we're waiting for some folks to start plowing into each other, I did want to mention, so, you know, last week, Massive, I said I had a tickle in my throat. Well, that has not gone away. And I've been sick for about the last month, but I've been a trooper about it. I didn't go to the doctor until yesterday.
Okay.
So
Sorry,
sick of my... They wrote me 6 prescriptions yesterday, Massive. 6 prescriptions! And none of them are working. At some point in this race, I might need you to take over for me completely. I will suffer through massive coughing attacks here at some point. If you make me laugh at any point in this race, I will be out of the race for at least 5 minutes.
I'm here. Look at
Good.
this. The battle between 2nd through 5th. It's getting tight.
It is tight, but they're just not passing each other here, and all they're doing is falling further and further behind the Miz.
Yeah. Yep.
But Defy is on those 6-lap-old soft tires. I'm sure that's going to start to fall off here pretty soon. You know, one of the things that I am afflicted with right now, massive, is my tongue is just shredded from having using an inhaler and a nebulizer all the time.
A nebulizer.
And
is that a real thing? Did you just make that up?
No, it's usually used at a hospital or for children, or at a children's hospital. But I have one here so I can breathe properly. It's like an inhaler, but like a 5 to 10 minute long inhaler that turns it into mist. Anyway, that's ruined my tongue.
Iron lung, boy.
Yeah, I know. My
Get you over
tongue.
here taking the NASCAR line. Anyway,
The doctor says I have what's called oral thrush. And I said, well, what is that, ma'am? And she said, it's like having a yeast infection in your mouth.
Oh.
And I said,
Speaking of baked goods, yeah.
I don't have Any more questions? We're good here on the oral thrush. No more
That's a good
questions,
band
Doc.
name.
Yeah. God, you son of a bitch.
I might have to steal that one. Right now, I'd say it's second place behind my first place choice of which my wife absolutely hates, Murdered by Turds.
That's your go-to band name choice?
Yeah, Murdered by Turds.
Murdered by Turds. What kind of band would that be? It sounds like a punk/ska band.
I haven't quite figured it out. I was thinking maybe like, oh shit, I don't know. No, I could go for that. Maybe punk ska. I wouldn't want to be
Yeah.
in it though. That's not my kind of band. Oh shit, we got some action going on at the grandstand section, which is I don't know if you've been there before. Nice place to sit, but it is the most boring spot if you're really wanting to watch some racing.
I have been there before, so I sat right where our drivers are passing right now. Actually, not there. I sat on the other side of that, and then I sat at the start-finish line for the race. I sat in the middle of the track for the qualifying. Holy shit, dude! Super boring.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was the race that Lewis won his 6th title, so Valtteri won the race. So any Valtteri win, you know, is a boring-ass race.
Good race. Everyone remembers that race. Scorinzio's mother is with us.
Yo.
She says, "Go Scorinzi," and he is. He is going P3.
Yeah, Stormzy. He's going to be a hell of an addition to the league next season. I can't wait to see a full season out of him. You know who's missing now that you talk about Stormzy's mom is Novocaine and Novocaine's girlfriend. They're not here tonight. That's pretty disappointing.
Yeah.
Guess they had something better to do.
Yeah, like watch the race. Apparently,
they're
that's what
watching
he's
the
doing
race?
right now. That's what he's doing.
So he's watching it, but he couldn't race in it. Right.
I guess. He said, "Yeah, we're chilling." What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean? Yeah, we're chilling
Yeah, we're
too.
chilling.
We showed up to do our part.
Whew.
And I bet you that Novocaine's girlfriend would rather he be racing right now because she loves doing the strategy.
Yeah.
And she's good at it.
Oh shit! Look at this. He says, "No, I absolutely could have raced." What the hell are you sitting here talking to us for? Yeah. Sketchy's getting. Shouldn't say desperate. Is it Sketchy? He's all up in some butt cheeks.
He's in Sketchy is in 4th place here. An unfamiliar place for our champion of this season, a 3-time Friday Night Lights champion. And he has a penalty too. That's very rare for Sketchable. On lap 10 here of 28.
Look at this. 2nd through 8th.
Is the closeness of this battle up front here, Massive, ruining your normal tact of looking at the back of the grid?
Yeah, I'm keeping my camera on the back of this fight. Don't die on me.
I'm walking around my room, actually. I can't sit down or I'll start coughing. Uh-oh, Defy off the track again. Stormzy smashes his way through into 2nd place. Not so fast, says Defy. Not so fast, my friend. But eventually, he is going to have to concede that position. Stormzy gets a terrible exit out of that corner, so Defy goes right back through. Now, Sketchable's looking on the inside. Is he going to make the move? Oh, they're battling it out, coming to the end of this lap here. Coming to the end of lap 10, excuse me. Sketchable goes off track again. You get the feeling that Sketchable is he's in final day of school mode here. Not worried if he gets any penalties. The championship well and truly wrapped up at this point. He's just having some fun.
we have a constructors between Red Bull and Aston, I believe, is what Ted had said during qualifying. And look at Switch Fishy. 6 seconds in penalties, all the way at the back.
Well, he's only 25 seconds away from living up to his nickname, Mr. Baskin Robbins.
Oh man, shit, man, it is tough to figure out which guy to keep a camera on. Feel like Stevie Wonder in that Saturday Night Live skit.
I'm not sure which one you're talking about, but I bet it had something to do with his eyesight.
It did. It was. It was supposed to be a commercial for a camera. It was so easy, even Stevie Wonder can use it. You just see him. Anyway, that's.
You know, a lot of controversy
here,
out
but-
there, massive. That some people think Stevie Wonder can see.
I heard that.
I don't think we'll ever
I
know
would
if it's
choose
true.
not to believe that, though.
Yeah, I don't want to believe that either. So it looks like we have some people
Oh.
going into the pits now. Finally, Defy is going in, as well as Stormzy, a little bit earlier than you would expect, all things considered, on those medium tires. Not a surprise for Defy, who, given the pace of The Miz and the fact that he has a penalty, he is pretty much out of this race right now. That is an early pit stop for Stormzy. I wonder if his mother out there is playing strategery again. You know what? I'm not going to keep doing that. I know it's not his mom, even though the username on Twitch would very much suggest that it is. Stormzy's girlfriend playing engineer for Stormzy and tells him to get his ass into the pits. Get some fresh Ford tires. Massive, did you see on the Discord, there was a little bit of discord between the Schmers and the Victor Chouse?
No, I didn't do that.
Oh, it was nice. Victor Chouse was called salty by the Schmers.
For what? What happened?
I don't remember. It wasn't really that much. It really probably didn't warrant that sort of response from the Schmers. But I liked it anyway. And I want more of it.
Yeah, let's stir this pot. What happened?
Well, you can go back and read the Discord. I have to keep my eyes trained on this hot racing action, as you know. The Miz is in the pits, as well as the Logistical Nightmare. Both of them in the pits now on lap 13 of the race. No surprise there for Les Miz. Ooh, that's another nickname for him.
That's a good one. You know what we need right now is some good Singapore 08. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
God damn it.
Another newcomer
God damn
joining
it.
us and winning his first race.
Mm. Hey, where's Spicy at?
He ain't here.
Yeah, you're right. He definitely ain't here. Massive,
Probably
I
up
just
there
looked at
treating
the
his family to a dinner.
I just looked the Twitch
no.
chat. Did you just see what was said in the Twitch chat?
No, what?
Look at the Twitch chat. Look at the last comment in there.
Mother of his future babies.
Wow. That's a lot of pressure on Stormzy.
Are we expecting currently?
I wonder if Stormzy even knows. Is this
Yeah,
is
he's
this
like,
Stormzy's
"Oh,
way of
he's
finding
about
out
to-
right now?
He's about to pit and quit the race. Swish Fishy has left the session.
That's a damn shame. He's only got 6 seconds in penalties. We were looking for another 25. Les Miz working his way through the field here. He's got a couple of drivers in front of him who have not pitted yet, including Chaos Corrupted. Makes quick work of him. Sketchable in the pits now as well.
She said, I have 2 already. That's 3 and 5. And we want more. Okay.
Wow. Well, someone's got to be having kids. As you know, Massive, the birth rate in America is plummeting. So thankfully there are people out there like Stormzy and his girlfriend who are willing to repopulate.
I'm on the other end of that spectrum myself.
As am I. In fact, I have taken
Shit. Oh my god.
surgical procedures to make sure that never happens. Oh, NXR gifted, and the Schmers battling it out up here for what is a fun little P1. Certainly not net P1. In fact, it's probably more like net P7 and P8. The Miz now 6 seconds behind this little group of cars. God, the Miz could probably make another pit stop in this race if he wanted to. This is Demolition from Les Mis. The Tyco Path, 5-lap-old medium tires. Boy, I don't know if this can go to the end of the race. That's going to be pushing it.
Just a quick update on Switch Fishy. In Discord, he says, I literally cannot do this. I am never playing without my monitor again. I have to look up, and it made my neck hurt so bad. I physically can't play with that pain and making my body feel a little numb.
If he wasn't playing with a monitor, Massive, what was he playing with? Besides himself, of course.
Yeah, I mean, were you in like a baby crib looking up at a little TV hanging down? Scarthers is out.
Oh, no! Oh, he went in the pits to do it, so at least it was a dignified DNF. Well, that is the final time we were going to see Scarthers this year. That is a damn shame.
Oh, no.
Massive, you have you've been having a go at him this whole season. Why don't you give a nice, kind word to the departing Scarthers until we see him again next season?
No, that's the thing is I like Scarthers. I want him to do well. I just need him to hold up his end of the bargain.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you.
Because if it's me and I'm in his position, I'm going to be threading that needle as much as I can.
So the Schmers.
Fast dudes.
Yeah, a lot of fast guys here. That's sort of a ridiculous how fast this league is. So the Schmers and NXR finally going to the pits. Schmers puts on soft tires. NXR with a bit more conservative medium. As they sort of fight their way out of the pit, going very, very slowly. Easy, boys. Easy. So we have Les Mis back up at the front of the field in first place, followed by the Tyco Path. I love that name. That's so good. I assume that means that he is crazy about playing with little toy trucks. And you know what?
That's the impression I get, yeah.
So am I. So am I. Well, Massive, we have Gap City here right now, so why don't we take a moment to discuss the big story in the world of Formula One this week. What are your thoughts on King Lewis's move to Ferrari?
I don't want to say totally unexpected. It was unexpected, but I couldn't see him hanging around at Mercedes forever if the car is just going to stay like it is.
Yeah.
And, I mean, let's face it. Not that the Ferrari was a championship contender last year, but I say as a whole, it was better than the Mercedes.
Yeah. So are you looking forward to seeing him in red?
I am, and like I mentioned earlier today, I'm a big Fernando fan, and I just think it would be fantastic
Yes, I know where this is going.
for Lewis to have that same medicine of
Oh,
making the wrong move or the right move to the wrong team.
that's not where I thought you were going with that. I thought you were saying you want to see Fernando at Mercedes
Well,
winning
that's what I think might
championships in
happen.
Lewis's car.
What if that were to happen? What if Lewis goes to Ferrari thinking, all right, I got a good car, and then Ferrari ends up sucking and the Mercedes is actually good?
The only way I would be okay with that is if the benefactor was Fernando Alonso.
That's what I mean. If Fernando, if they were like, all right, well, Lewis is out, so let's get an old head in the seat. Let's get Fernando.
That's the thing. He's not even an old head. He's just the best, isn't he? It's not even about the age. He could be a young head. He's just the best, and he's certainly going to be the best available driver that Mercedes will have to choose from next year.
Yeah.
I mean, you could get a younger driver and I suppose build for the future, but I mean, that's boring as hell. I mean, nobody wants to see Alex Albon or Carlos Sainz in that seat. That's terrible.
I will say though, I'm totally on board the Piastri train. I like his.
Yeah.
He's got a good head on his shoulders.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed. I do like the cut of his jib.
Pac-Man.
And he's out too. Yet another DNF in the pits. This time H.E. Pennypacker, wealthy industrialist. And he is out of the final race of the season as well. Adios, my friend. We will see you again next season.
Look at Sketchy. We're not used to seeing this.
No, we're not. 5th place with a penalty.
He's got no ERS.
And no ERS either.
He's at 0.
It's like he's panicking right now.
We got a word from our good buddy Scarthurs in Discord. He says, "Good season, everyone. Was a pleasure to get to race all this season with you. I am just not even in the same ballpark as this league anymore. Hopefully get picked for Wednesday next season. Appreciate you all tolerating my slowness." Scar, buddy, you ain't slow. This is just... I don't even know what this is.
This is the quality of this league at the top is up there. This is one of the fastest grids I have ever seen. And now we add Les Mis to it, and it's a whole another ball game.
Boom.
Ooh,
Sketchy.
I saw that. Yeah, Sketchy hits the back of the Tycho Path. Defy up here as well. 9 seconds behind Les Mis.
So, Scarenzio's mother says, "I don't like Lewis." Good for you. And my favorite driver is Sainz. So I just want to know what is going to happen to him. What's your guess?
My best guess would be that it's the boring guess, that he's going to go to Sauber and kickstart this Audi project. Because I don't know where else he would go. I suppose he could replace Fernando at Aston. Let's just pretend. Let's just make a perfect world here. And let's just say that Fernando goes to Mercedes, in which case a pretty decent seat is open at Aston. And perhaps even 2 seats could be open at Aston, because Aston Martin have sponsors, and they are not going to be putting up with Lance Stroll's terribleness forever. Ooh, sketchable, and the Tycho Path goes side by side in the very tight corner. Now going side by side through whatever the hell you call this bell-shaped corner, reminiscent of that terrible corner at the Russian track. Sketchable fights his way through as the Tycho Path goes into the pit. So he was on a 2-stopper this whole time. Fair enough. Sketchable back where he belongs on the 3rd step of the podium. He doesn't belong on the 3rd step of the podium. He just belongs in the podium in general. But yeah, that would be my guess, actually. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say that. Alonso to
shit.
Merck.
Mhm.
What? Massive? What? What's wrong?
I just realized, Patrick Duffy has 9 seconds in penalties, so he may not even be on the podium at the end of this race.
Old Patrick Duffy leg.
What's happening to him? He's
I
dropping
really
back.
enjoyed it. Wow, he is just falling apart right now. Do you think he has a puncture or something? Awful race for Defy. Pat Duffy leg. He's going right back to his old form, Massive. Last week was the blip.
The blip.
Hate to see that.
Anyway, carry on.
Yeah.
What are you talking
So,
about?
as Stormzy now is looking to make the move on Defy, decides against it. He's going to let Defy just drive off the side of the track by himself. Then he'll make the move. So Alonso to Merck, Sainz to Aston. Oh, Albon as well to Aston. And then we'll have Antonelli at Williams, along with...
So wait. Hang
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
So you're saying Aston with a brand new team. So you think
Yeah.
they're going to get rid of Stroll?
I do. I think his malfeasance cannot be tolerated anymore past this season. And so I think your new Williams drivers are going to be Antonelli and somebody else. I don't even care who because it doesn't really matter. And then I think at the new Sauber team, it is going to be Sergio Perez, and perhaps they'll keep Valtteri around, but I would imagine it would be Teo Pourchaire. Oh my God, Defy!
Shit.
What is going on with him?
Shit.
He saved it there. What a great camera angle there from the F1 director. Watch him slide his way all the way through the grass. Keep it off the wall,
What the
but
hell's going on with him?
I don't know. He's going to have to bring that car in. Especially with 9 seconds of penalties. There's no point in being out there anymore. Now he's been passed by NXR for 5th place. Of course, he's going to have the DRS, and he's going to have a little bit of a fight back here on NXR. Oh, no, he doesn't have the DRS. He was ahead at the detection point. Still, nonetheless, goes down the inside of NXR. I have no idea why he's fighting this right now. Pushes NXR a little wide, but fair's fair. They continue to go side by side. And he loses the rear end again. Well, I'll tell you who's not using a grip hack tonight is Defy.
Oh, shit.
NXR with a tank slapper in the same place that Nico Rosberg had a tank slapper.
Ooh.
Cost himself the 2015 Formula One world title. That was that famous moment when he threw the hat at Lewis. You know,
We
so I
have
told my
a-
wife that Lewis was going to Ferrari. And the first thing she said was, "Do you think Nico can come back?" I was like, "God damn it, babe, I love you so much."
Yeah, no, he's just enjoying being in the white pants club with old baby boy. Doing
Jensen,
that
he
little-
wore some white pants.
Oh, Jensen too, yeah. All those
Yeah.
guys, they love them white draws.
Yeah. All right, we have about 6 laps left here. Massive, I think it is time now for our final baked goods chat of the season. And I will tell you right off the bat, because of my ongoing illnesses, I have not had a baked good of any repute for the last week. I have absolutely fuck all to bring to the table right now. Please save us, Massive. Please tell us something good.
Shit, I wish I had a really great story for you. But I don't.
Hmm.
I really don't. But I think all this tasty F1 talk, we're giving the fans a little something different. One of our Twitch viewers says Drugovic. I don't really know. He just threw out a name. I don't really know why he said it, but he said it.
That's actually a good point. He probably will get one of the Aston seats. That's a fair point. If not, maybe a Haas seat. What a bunch of useless bastards Haas are. I swear, man. They deny Andretti on the basis that they won't be competitive, and then the next day, Haas launch their car and say, yeah, we're going to be 10th.
Yeah, pretty
Great.
much.
Great job, guys.
I don't know. The logic is lost on me when they kept teams around like, Manor. That weren't even Haas quality.
You know, it's not really different in any other sport that the teams are sort of in charge of the league, right? You know, the NFL owners run the NFL, the NBA owners run the NBA. And they have expansion. And when they vote for expansion, obviously they get, an upfront fee, but they understand that they're going to be getting a smaller piece of the pie. But they also understand that that helps grow the pie. And I don't understand why these F1 buttholes don't understand the same thing.
The FOBs.
Yeah, the F1Bs.
Oh shit! 10 feet of the wall.
Well, it had to happen, didn't it?
I guess
It's
he's
finally
gonna-
happened.
He stayed out. Why wouldn't
He
you just
stayed
go in
out.
and throw on some softs and get the fastest lap?
He's such a trooper.
Yeah, I know he's got damage. He's got to have damage. Does it not show? It doesn't show it. Well, so my thinking on that is also, I mean, how many complaints do we get every single year about there not being enough seats for these guys that are winning in Formula 2 and whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't we just give them another team?
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree with you. And they have this cost cap now, so all these teams are making money. I gotta hate the cost cap so much, but all these teams are making money now as Stormzy goes down the inside of the logistical nightmare. We do have a little bit of a battle here for our final podium position, so that's fun. But they all make money, so it's not like, bringing another team in is gonna cost them that much. Like, I'm running my team, I'm losing money, and then we bring in more teams, and I make even less money than I made before. That's not the story anymore. They've almost kind of ruined the sport, these American bastards.
Now, with the growth of Formula One, has the pie gotten bigger for the teams?
Not only has the pie gotten bigger, but the amount of money they can spend has gotten smaller. So that they would be making more money than they ever have. Like, what is the complaint?
I don't get it.
It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Defy with a 5-second penalty, and he is now finally retired from the race. Defy, thank you for your contributions to the season, especially last week. You were outstanding. And I hope we see you again next season in 23-3. But for now, it is goodbye to Defy.
Goodbye to you.
God damn it, massive.
So if this is a sign of things to come, then next season will be really interesting because Sketchy's he's not all by himself anymore. Not that he was. He had logistical and a couple others there. Now he's got his hands more than full.
Well, I don't know. Do you think the Miz will be invited back to the season or to this league next season?
I mean, I would say after, just based on this race's results, he probably shouldn't be.
Yeah, I know. Jim Cab needs to create a whole new league just for the Miz. I don't know if you
Decky
saw
says,
it. So go ahead, please. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
He says, sorry for everyone's race I impacted today. My room is 200 degrees right now, and I probably sweat off 2% of my body weight. Couldn't focus in the heat. Where are you that it's so hot?
Well, massive
Winter
global
time.
warming is really, really kicking in, That's the only thing I can assume, because otherwise, if it's 200 degrees in your room, then you should do something about that, probably rather quickly.
Yep.
Turning on the air conditioning would be one thing. Unless he's unfortunate enough to be in one of those countries that don't believe in air conditioning. Of course, us here in America, you know, we do.
Love some AC. AC
Boy, we are some fat bastards, and we love to sit inside and just chill in some aircon.
Wow. Just Colin Scorenzio.
I've been watching that battle for a while here, but I have to move over to the Tycho Path and Victor Chaus. They're having a little bit of a battle as well. I don't know who this Tycho Path fella is, but I do like him. And I hope he's with us next season as well. I just realized that Stormzy Logistical Nightmare battle does not have any value because Stormzy has a penalty. Which you can understand, though, if he has a 3- and a 5-year-old screaming in his face while he's trying to race. That's what kids do, man. That's what they do. Victor Chaus is retired!
Oh, what happened? Whoa, what happened? What happened?
I don't know. We're going to get on board here with Chaos Corrupted, and he's going to drive past him, and we'll see what happened. Oh, he's disappeared off the track. He's gone. And then there were 9. We have 5 DNFs here. This is not a track normally known for DNFs. 2 laps left of season 23-2. Les Mis is going to win this by a mile. He's been getting the Max Verstappen treatment tonight. Barely on camera.
Including that 3-second penalty from Sketchy, that is a 15-second lead. That's, I can't
impressive.
even really fathom.
Yeah. We don't normally have leads like that in this league.
I mean,
Victor Chaus has left the session too. Boy, Victor Chaus
line.
is angry. Sorry, Massive, what were you saying?
I'm just trying to think of, as far as placement on the track. Well, I guess now's a great time to look. Because Mizzy is crossing the line right now. Just crossed it.
He is indeed.
And let's see if Sketchy even sees Mizzy in the distance. Nope, he's gone. He's already rounded the corner.
Wow.
That's how far ahead he is.
Wow. What a performance from Les Mis. A little disappointed in this penalty here from Stormzy, ruining what could be our final battle of the season here. Although we do have the Schmers and NXR fighting one last time. The Schmers on those old-ass soft tires. NXR on those old-ass mediums. Maybe they'll have a little bit of a battle here. And, you know what? I just realized this won't matter either because NXR has a penalty. Awesome. Super awesome. Well, this is it, Massive. This is the last half lap of the season. It's been a fun season. I've really enjoyed doing this with you. Are you going to be back for next season, Massive?
Oh, no guarantees, but
It's
I'll
just up to
try.
what Mrs. Massive says, isn't it?
yeah, I really don't know. I
Yeah.
hadn't even planned on coming back for Thursdays, but I'm gonna do it.
I Mark Martin'd you and forced you to come back, didn't I? The Miz crosses the line very, very slowly. Just playing with his food right now. Les Mis is the winner of the American Grand Prix. Sketchable crosses the line in second place, and the Logistical Nightmare comes home in third to round out our podium.
Ooh, Schmers almost jumped Scorenzio, almost.
And that's it. So we got a couple drivers who are here still to finish this race. It's Chaos Corrupted, 13. I hope that doesn't mean he's 13 years old. And Senior Heat Gang for the final time, the final corner. And that is it. That is season 23-2 in Les Books. Bit of a damp squib final race. Not a lot of drama. I guess we could have been paying attention to that constructors battle, but that's just sort of who we are, Massive. We don't pay attention to things like that, do we?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Look at that. Look at that fastest lap.
So, our top 3 drivers we can speak to are Sketchable, the Logistical Nightmare, and the Schmers. So we will do so. We'll get them on the podium here real quick. Cannot believe I have lasted this long. Back to my party. Invite to my party. And invite to my party. All right, let's wait for our 3 of our top 5 to join us. This is a bit of a weirdo podium interview, but whatever, we're going to do it. So we've got 2 of our drivers now, and we got the first one we're going to talk to. So we'll go ahead and start. Obviously, boys, you know the drill. Check those boxes, cross those T's, dot those lowercase j's. As we start with Sketchable, our second place driver. Sketchable, you're not used to that, and we're not used to that. That was slightly off-putting, you losing by 12 seconds.
It's Mizzy. I knew I was gonna get blown out by him, and also Defi. I'm not even gonna say anything. I'd rather keep my mouth shut. But either way, I wasn't even gonna plan on winning this race. I wanted to win the constructors. That was my goal going into the weekend.
Well, the Switchy Fish DNF, so I'm not sure he helped you out very much there.
Yeah, you think.
Have you raced against this the Les Mis before? Have you?
Oh, believe me,
who is this guy?
He's an FRL, and he is like, in terms of this league, the way you put him compared to all of us, he makes us look like WTF drivers when he's on it, and this race
What
showed
the
it.
hell?
So,
I race in WTF.
so if he is going to be here full time, prepare for him to dominate, unless he don't show up like Defi does. But either way, he's going to be a pain.
Wow. All right, well, fair enough. Either way, Sketchable, thank you for joining us tonight, and thank you for everything you provided us this season.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see you next season. See you, buddy.
All right, see ya.
All right, let's go to the Logistical Nightmare, our third place finisher. You had a couple of battles out there on track, Logistical Nightmare. Why don't you talk us through your race?
Yeah, it was a fun one. Honestly, the whole second stint was a lot of battling when you really didn't want to battle, trying to hold off the guys on pressure tires and constantly kind of getting into little scuffles. But it's also fun at the same time because never really ended up losing any position out of it, so wasn't a big deal at the end of the day. The first stint was also pretty fun too, but it's kind of nice to have 2 races in a row in this league with no safety cars.
Indeed, and even though you did, I believe you had a little bit of an issue last week, and you made a comeback drive, 2 solid races for you at the end of the season. Nice way to finish out. So, Logistical Nightmare, thank you for your contributions this season, and can't wait to see you next season.
Appreciate it.
And now we go to our final driver, even though he was not on the podium. We're going to talk to him anyway because we like him. The Schmers. Are you there, buddy?
I am here.
Great. I don't really want to talk about your race because the race in general for Massive and I was boring. Why don't you just go off about Victor Chouse for 30 seconds and tell us why you think he's a salty botch?
I don't know. It wasn't bad for a one-off, I guess, is all I'll say. Not bad for a one-off. But no, it was a fun race. I told Heat Gang before the race that you get points. I'll try for my best for a top 5, and we'll see what happens because I think that was about the best we could do, and it's exactly what happened. And it wasn't enough for the Constructors' Championship, which sucks because that was our goal from the beginning of the year. Most importantly, but we'll take it. We'll take second place, close second.
It is it's a loaded grid up there, Schmers, so a 5th place finish is nothing to seize that. So thank you so much for all you provided us this season. We really appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you next season.
Yes, and I would like to formally apologize on air, DonutPuncher, to Obviously, my qualifying critique, you obviously have the freedom of speech to not speak during qualifying, but more importantly, my first introduction to you was not the greatest, but I've come around to your style. I really appreciate what you do for the league, so yeah, just thank you for being here, man.
Absolutely, buddy. I appreciate that. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate that. So that is it for us. Before we go, though, Massive, I know that every week I ask you for pearls of wisdom, and you always disappoint by giving us 0. But come on, buddy. It's the end of season 23-2. Can you give us something?
No, no.
And that'll do it, folks. That'll do it from us here at Formula Worldwide Leagues. As I've said, this is the final race of season 23-2. It has been a pleasure to bring this to you. I'm going to miss you. I'm going to miss all of you out there, but it's only going to be a month. We'll see each other again soon. So, as ever, thank you to thank you to our drivers. Thank you to those who have watched the race, and thank you to those who will show up again and watch on the stream. Thank you to Massive for joining us through all the races. And thank you to, I think, the most important person in this league, Jim Cab. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this, bringing us all together on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, and all these other nights that you bring people together. You truly are a man of the people, so thank you very, very much. But that's it, folks. Until March 1st, this will be the last time that we see each other. And even though that is sad, just think about all the good times we had together, and that will get us through. But until March 1st, this is it. So from me, DonutPuncher 272, it is time to say good night.